Hey everybody, my name's Chris. I'm the founder of Luki Bike Adventures, and this is part two of, I guess, servicing a inexpensive fork. And in the first video, or previous video, took this bad boy apart. It wasn't too difficult. There's only a few parts. It's supposed to go like that, basically. There really wasn't anything wrong with it. It's, I guess, just a cheap fork that works as good as it works, right? So there was some rust. I was able to clean that off with just some steel wool. Took it apart. Everything looks fine. Like all the components, there's no real once, like on the inside, there's no real rust. There was plenty of grease. I didn't see any cracks or peeling or separation of anything. So we're just gonna re-grease it and put it back together, and then, maybe it'll work a little bit better, maybe it'll work the same, and it just is what it is. But either way, we checked it out and we know it's good, and so let's put it back. So we've got not a ton of parts with this, and it's not overly complicated, but here's these little rings or bushings or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to slide that on there, and then it also had these end caps on here like that. And there didn't really seem to be there was nothing that I saw that made it look like it mattered, like which side I put things on. And then there's a spring, and this, I don't know what you call this, but it's kind of like a stopper, I guess, that goes on the bottom of it. So there's two of those. And then you have a big bolt that goes in here like so. And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and drop that in there. And so this goes on here like that. And then that goes in there like that. And that's basically it. So let's grab, oh, I meant to put some grease on that bolt. Let me take that out of there, actually. So let's just re-grease all this stuff and put it all back. Got my fancy smancy grease here. And I'm just gonna, just put grease on. Not a real special technique to this or anything. I'm going to make sure the stopper has a good amount of grease on it. Just kind of globbing it on. Stick that in there. Bada boom, bada bing. And just kind of covering the rest of it in a nice thin layer of grease so that we're reducing any friction as this spring kind of compresses and stretches back and on the inside of the metal there. Pretty straightforward. I've only had to do this a couple times. Once just experimenting, really. I wanted to take one of my old bikes completely apart. As when I was first starting out, and I wanted to take every single component, break it down as far as I possibly could. And so that was also the fork. There was nothing wrong with it. It was working just fine. But that's just what I wanted to do. And so I did. Let's go ahead and plop that in there. Let it go in. Then the second time I did it was on a fork that actually was pretty seized up. And was that the second time? Well, another time recently, and I actually recorded it, but that fork it was a no-go. I couldn't get it to work. I'm not sure. I think it was just too rusty. Like, I tried removing rust, I tried cleaning it up, I put fresh grease on, and it just wasn't. it just did not want. It is one of those bikes that didn't want to bike, is what it seemed like. So that bike, unfortunately, I probably won't end up using. It has a lot of rust and stuff on it aside from the fork. But it was unfortunate because it was kind of a cool looking bike. I think the kids would like it. It's not necessarily like a good bike, not really a high quality bike necessarily, but it's cool looking. It's one of those bikes that kids would like to ride, I think. But couldn't get it going, unfortunately. Alright. See, make sure I'm not putting in the same side. There we go. Pop that one in. Now, I already got those guys on there. Let's, I'm going to put a little extra just on the inside here. There we go. Now this bike is, it seems to be in pretty good shape. It had a lot of surface rust, and some bearings kind of need to be replaced on it. But other than that, it's doing pretty good. Get this back in here. All right. Just gonna put a little grease on here. I'm just gonna let it ride all the way up. Boom, boom, boom. And another one. All right. I got my obnoxiously long, I don't know, what do you call this? Like bit extension, I guess. Let me turn this so I can see. Can't really tell if it's catching or not. Maybe. Okay, now I feel like maybe it's catching on there. Awesome. Ah! Knew that was gonna happen. Come on, give me my bit back. There we go. Alright, try to get the other side. Get on there. It's always annoying going by feel. There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right. don't know what kind of torque spec this needs, but I find that generally, if it just, this thing just loves holding on to the bit, doesn't it? There we go. Generally speaking, I kind of just tighten things until they give me some resistance, like snug. Like that's as far as it really seems to want to go without me putting a ton of force into this. And now I'm just going to put these little caps back on. They just push into there. I'm going to wipe some of this excess grease off. Keep that nice and clean. And you know, I feel like this probably could have just been one video, but I didn't want it to be too long. And I actually know how to edit video. I'm pretty decent at editing video and have quite a bit of experience in that. And I would love it if I could start editing these videos. Right now I'm just recording with my cell phone and just doing everything in one take and trying to make it as, you know, make things go smoothly as I can. But it would be nice if we could do some effects, maybe add some music, throw our beautiful logo somewhere in there, edit out all the times that I have to like reach over and grab something to make things just a bit more efficient, I guess you could say. However, my laptop is like on its last freaking leg. And so it is not having any of that. Oh, let's see. You know what? Something I didn't think about is which way these clips went back on. I'm just going to see if I can stick them on here some kind of way. They'll go on, and I don't know which direction they actually are supposed to go in. I'm going to put them on in the direction that looks right. That is not something I made note of. I took that apart. I think maybe it went the other way, or if they're supposed to be lined up with anything. I think maybe like that. But yeah, my laptop is on its last leg, unfortunately, and really limits what I can do. Video editing is too much for it right now. It can handle some smaller tasks, but video editing is pretty time and RAM and all that intensive. Takes a lot of processing power, and my laptop is basically telling me that it's not doing that anymore. It's too old for this. As what are they saying? Was that not Die Hard? Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit. That's what my laptop's saying. So unfortunately, guys, I can't really do any video editing until I get a new one. But if you lovely people are interested in me doing that type of thing and making these videos a bit more polished, you could say, the best way to help me make that happen would be to subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with other people, and if I can get enough interest in this channel and be able to, you know, maybe get YouTube to monetize the channel, and it could help me to cover the cost of a new laptop and, you know, make that happen. Let's see, is that locking in right? This side did what it was supposed to do. The other side here, this side here doesn't seem to be cooperating with me as much. But that's really all there is to this. I don't see where, yeah, this, oh, you know what, the other way. I think it wants to go the other way. There's a couple of notches that this has to sit in, that this clip wants to sit in, and so if I think if I turn, it's not falling, it falls into the notch on this side, but it doesn't want to on the other side, so I think if I spin it the other way, so it goes this way instead, it might like that better, it might line up. Let's try that. Yep, I just wanted to go the other way. But that is it for this one. There we go. This had like a rubber booty that was initially on there. A lot of times they have just like a rubber dust cover to kind of keep dust and dirt and all that out. But it was torn and messed up, so we're just leaving that off. I don't really have anything else I can put on there. Tried to order some, and apparently they're really model specific, and so it's very hard to find. You generally can't replace them, certainly not on these cheapy little guys like this. So I mean, maybe if I have a bike here that I can find one that it kind of sort of works, I'll put it on, but we'll probably just roll with it as it is and have it work as long as it'll work, and you know, it'll be what it'll be, and that's fine. All right, so like and subscribe. Check out the links below to find out what we're doing. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Luki Bike Adventures, and we are collecting bikes, fixing them up, and we're going to take kids who have never been mountain biking before out mountain biking with them, and I think it's going to be awesome. And we are officially a 501c3, so that means that any donations you make are now tax deductible or whatever. And you can feel good about helping us with this cause. All right. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something, and I will see you guys in the next video.